What's up, guys? So, as promised, I am back from Florida, fresh off a deload, feeling fantastic, and it's time to start training on the new split. So, wanted to go over what is going to be my split for the foreseeable, next 8 weeks. We're going to call it a little like pre-Olympia phase. We're just inside of 24 weeks now, so have just inside of 8 weeks until we're at 16. So, gonna be running this for the next 2 months at least. Honestly, it probably won't change once we get into prep. But yeah, so I wanted to go over what we were thinking. The biggest changes, and I'll go over this because I'll go over the exercise selection. Have it all written behind me. But the biggest changes for this split are a couple of things. First and foremost, and I'm kicking myself in the ass for not thinking about this sooner, but when we had Luke Miller in town, whenever I kind of told him how I'd been training, he was like, well, back's a priority, right? And I was like, well, yeah. And he goes, well, then why are you training back the day after push? And like just light bulb went off. It's the day after an off day, the first day back, so the body's freshest. And then B, when you're training push, if you're stabilizing right and stuff, you use your back a lot. So, creating a disadvantage before we even head into the day. So, one of the biggest changes with this new split is there's always a pull day after an off day, like the start of the little mini cycle, because there's like 2 parts to the training cycle, as y'all will see. The other change is, let me think. Oh, there we go. We put another compound in on the leg day. For the longest time, I honestly had been getting the job done with just one compound. Honestly, probably could continue to do so, but we wanted to get another compound in there for 2 reasons. One, to kind of build some work capacity headed into prep. If I'm only doing like 5 or 6 sets for legs, it's really hard to like do any less than that. So I want to build a little work capacity. And the second thing is I wanted to put in a unilateral exercise. Not that I have any imbalances, but really, stay ahead on, like my hip health and, really just get the sides moving individually. So that was my thought process behind it. That and the pendulum, which is the piece we're using, the hip press. It's a great piece. So threw that in on leg day. Final change that you'll see is last split. We had the push and the pull days A and B, but we're doing the same arm day every single time. So we're doing the same arm day every 5 days, and ran into the fact that we were kind of like running into a brick wall on some of the exercises, and started like gaming it almost. So we didn't A-B the whole day because there's some exercises that I think are just so good that you don't want to not do them, but for example, we're alternating between the strive curl and a dumbbell preacher curl, and alternating between like a standing unilateral overhead extension and then the seated ones that we've been doing, just to give a little bit of variety, and just to give us a little bit more runway in the logbook. So those are like the big overall changes. Oh, the last one, and this was one that I like. We've done it a couple times now. Is on the push days, we took out the cable presses that we've been doing. They're a good exercise, but I feel like we'd been on them for a while, and we're getting to the point where the load was so heavy. A, it was getting really awkward handing them to people, and B, the fact that they weren't as stable as other exercises, and we chose to take those out and put in an extra working set on both the incline and the shoulder pressing movement. So 3 working sets on both of those. And, like I said about the leg day, that's a nice thing because it's definitely a little built work capacity to be able to peel sets off as we get deep into prep. And the volume needs to go down, but also really prioritizing the energy, because it's, the best bang for your buck movements, I guess, that we're prioritizing. So excited about that for push day. But yeah, let's go down the list. You can see, like I said, we're going to start with the pull every single time. So pull A, you can do supported straight arms, both arms. So like on the Vulcan strap, the big one, chest supported, into the unilateral Nautilus pull down, then the Arsenal T-bar, the prime row, and the rear delt fly. This day, we're doing 2 working sets on all the exercises. If you see how I've written it, it's the exercise and then the amount of working sets we're doing. This was another one, actually, now that I'm looking at it. We had been doing an upper back pull down, basically, with the prime rotate handles in the gym pin setup. So for this training block, took that out and put the Arsenal T-bar in. So rowing variation still, targeting the same upper back musculature, just a lot more braced and, haven't been doing them for a while. So a lot of runway to progress with. Moving on from pull A, going into push A, the cable fly, and then like I said, 3 working sets on the prime incline and the prime shoulder. And then going into the supported Y raise that you've seen us done, I swear I speak English, seen us do every single push day. And then another new thing for this training block is we're going to be doing, I have it written here, dense metabolic work for both muscle groups. So what that's going to look like, like on push day where we have it in, it might be a circuit that involves, both pressing our flies and some form of laterals. It might be, push-ups into flies, into laterals. Just something that we do a lot of work in a very short amount of time to really, drive blood flow and finish the muscle groups off. After push A, going into arms, like I said, we're alternating between a dumbbell preacher and a strive curl. So the first arm day is going to be the dumbbell preacher, followed by the cuff tricep extension. These are one of those exercises that there's no reason for switching it out. It's the best thing that I can do for my triceps, or that anyone can do for that matter, in my opinion. And I don't like speaking in absolutes, so that's a big one. Love cuff tricep extensions. Follow that with the supported step forward cable curls, the seated overhead extensions, so the dual arm ones that you've seen us do seated. And then every arm day is also ab day, so we're doing the ab mat crunches and the hanging leg raises on that day. Following that, it's going to be the leg day. We're training legs once every 9 days right now. It's been more than enough. My legs are still growing, and my knees are happy, which is awesome. So that leg day looks like 2 working sets on the standing calf, with the second set being a drop set, 1 working set on the seated calf, 2 on the seated hamstring curl, 1 on the banded hack squat, 1 on the unilateral hip press, 1 on the leg extension, and then 1 on the adductor machine. Legs still super low volume day. Like I said, we just put that second compound in. Next move in terms of adding volume. We could add a set of leg extensions. That'd be pretty low impact, or a set of unilateral hip press. Probably won't add another set of the hack squats anytime soon. It's just such a demanding thing, and the single set's been really wrecking my world. So after legs, have an off day, of course. And then pull B is going to be a unilateral supported straight arm, followed by a unilateral cable pull down with a lat focus. So basically the same exact structure as the other day, just different exercises that still really agree with my body. Why not do the same workout every single time? Because it's really hard to really honestly push your numbers every 5 days. By having it structured A-B like this, we're able to have 10 days in between the same session, and 10 days is enough to, be pushing a rep, or, pushing an extra 5 pounds on something. So that's the thought process behind having basically the same structure in terms of muscle groups used as we train, but different exercises. So Arsenal T-bar, prime row, and then rear delt fly, 2 working sets on all of those. And then push B is going to be, like I just said, same exact structure as the other day, different exercises. Not even different exercises, really. It's all the same exercises except for one. What we did on this day was we switched the order around a little bit. So the other day we'd have the supported Y raise at the very end, which is the lateral variation that we do. Today we're doing, the 2 chest movements that we do, and then moving straight into that supported Y raise. So, pre-exhausting the shoulder before moving on to the prime shoulder press, and then the dense metabolic work that we had spoken about. And this is a typo, a righto, I don't know. But we're actually doing 3 here and 3 there. I'm so used to only doing 2, it's kind of burnt into my head. So next day is going to be the next arm day. Like I said, alternating between dumbbell and strive. So this is the strive day. Always going to do the cuff tricep extensions because I think they're the best thing you can do for your triceps. Seated cable curl, same concept as the chest supported one. You're seated. We're still just aiming to get the arm back there, get it lengthened. And then we're going to do a unilateral overhead cuff extension, really aiming to get that humerus, completely overhead as opposed to just, parallel to the ground. And then, there's another righto. So, sorry guys. So this is actually arms and hams. On the training cycle, we don't have a leg day. We do train hamstrings with arms. So on this day, it's going to be unilateral, lying, and then seated ham curls. And there are 2 working sets on both of those exercises. And we'll do the abs last. Sorry about that. But yeah, so that's the new split in a nutshell. We're going to lead with this video, and then, subsequently I'm going to shoot every single one of these sessions and post them up to the YouTube as soon as I can, just so y'all can see, the exercise, set up, the intensity, how to do it. It's one thing to see it all written down. It's another thing to see how to execute it. So I'm going to do my best to get all 7 of the sessions up as quickly as possible, and we'll go from there. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe so you can keep track of when the actual workout videos come out. Like I said, we're going to do our best to get them out as quickly as possible. And as always, let us know what we can improve on in the comments. We always appreciate y'all's feedback. And yeah, see y'all next time.